What's going on, guys? So I wanted to throw this video out in a while. I haven't done any videos for my car in a while, and that's usually where I shoot some of my best shit. So with summertime around the corner, this question's happened a lot and a lot more. People are pretty much asking, in a roundabout way, the same thing. Jay, what's the best diet to do? Is it keto? Is it Atkins? Is it intermittent fasting? Is it, is it fit your macros? I think I mentioned that one already. High carb, low carb, bulking, cutting carb cycling. There's a million diets out there. At the end of the day, though, you can go to 10 different people in the gym, and they're all in great shape, and they're all going to tell you the same thing. This is what I do, and if you do what I do, you're gonna look the same way as me. The problem is, though, what each of those people is doing is different from the next. So, for a lot of people, you look at this and you say, well, how the fuck is it that, you're doing something and you're doing something and you're doing something and it's all different? What's the right one and what's the wrong one? The truth is there really is no right and wrong one, because if you understand the way a lot of these diets work, they all, while they have a different theme and aspect that they play off of, and they all make sense. I can tell you right now, I've literally seen every single diet have success with somebody, some way, shape, or form. It's really finding a matter what works best for you and your lifestyle so that you can sustain it, all right? I give you a good example. A lot of my salespeople clients, they can't do low carb because they cannot be lethargic and still be able to sell at the capacity they sell in a corporate environment, right? Or the teachers, they can't do these really high liquid diets because you can't go to the bathroom for 7 to 8 hours at a time. And I know you guys like to, brag about having iron bladders. The iron bladder fills up once in a while. You got to go to the bathroom. So that's what I mean by you got to find something that fits your lifestyle, so this way it's sustainable and you can keep going long term with it. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is if you understand the principles behind all these diets, it really comes down to the same fundamental things. And one of the biggest things that comes down to is your macros. Proteins, carbohydrates, fats. How many calories you're burning off versus how many calories you're taking in. Now, half of me wants to tell you that, the proteins, carbs, fats, and calories, that's the important part. Yeah, it is. From a visual perspective, that's what's really going to make the difference in your body. But the other side of me needs to tell you that the micronutrients are just as important as the macronutrients. What do I mean by that? Let's say you're building a wall, a big brick wall, right? And with that brick wall, you have your micronutrients, which are going to be the bricks that actually build the wall. Now, what if you build a wall with all bricks, but you don't use any mortar to hold the bricks together, the cement in between? What's going to happen to that wall? It's going to fall over, right? So while your macronutrients are going to be the brick that builds the wall, your micronutrients, your vitamins, your minerals, your nutrients, all that stuff, the holistic stuff you hear about, like your collagens, your multivitamins, all that stuff, that's going to be the mortar that holds the bricks together so you can build the house. Your micronutrients are going to be the small things that allow your body to take the carbohydrates, burn them off, and convert them. They're going to help your body produce optimal levels of your hormones. Estrogen, growth hormone, T4, testosterone, we all have them. And if your hormones aren't optimized and your hormone levels are in the tank, you can be eating all the carbs, proteins, and fats you want in the right proportions, but if your micronutrients are off and your body can't utilize those the right way, you're not going to get the results you want. Hormone optimization is a huge part of most people's diets. And when I say hormone optimization, a lot of people think, oh, well, you mean I got to go on TRT, right? That's not what I mean. What I mean is you got to give your body what it needs so it can naturally sustain its own natural levels of hormones. So this way it can do what you're asking of it, which is perform in an athletic environment, whether it's jogging, lifting, running, doing cardio, chasing after your kids, whatever, but still get the results you're looking for so it doesn't slip into starvation mode, all right? So as far as what diet is the best diet for you, what I'm going to say for you is what the diet that's best for you is the diet that's going to be sustainable enough for you to keep in your lifestyle that you can do it long term. Not something you're going to do for 3 or 4 weeks long term. I got a girl right now, I got a couple of them in my classes. They're doing these diets where, I'm trying to be supportive right now, but they're withering away. They're not eating enough. Their chink bones are getting sunken in. They're losing their muscle mass, and it's a very delicate line you got to walk because you got to kind of coddle somebody through it to not throw them off mentally. Because it's a big mental aspect. But it's you got to find the diet that's sustainable, because these diets that have such a taxing effect on your body, they'll work for the short term, but you're gonna burn out. You're gonna go back to overeating again and binging, and the weight comes back on, and usually comes back on as all body fat. You lost your muscle mass. Like, let's say you lost 10 pounds of muscle mass, but you put back on 10 pounds of fat. That's a 20-pound swing right there, you know? All because of a diet that you tried doing that was supposed to be, you know, wonderful, but it wasn't sustainable. The best diet for you is gonna be the one that's sustainable. Now, as far as figuring out, you know, important things you need, BMR, your basal metabolic rate. That's how many calories your body's burning off a day just being alive. We use a machine called the InBody that we do testing for every month. But if you don't have access to an InBody machine, you can reach out to either myself or whatever trainer you're working with or coach. And there's formulas you can do to figure out what your BMR is within a couple numbers, right? You also want to figure out what your daily activity rate is. Pretty much how many calories you're burning off all day just being alive. Now, what I like about the Apple Watch is that they have an app inside of here where just by wearing your watch, it gives you an idea of how many calories you burn off all day. Like for me, my BMR is about 2,300, 2,400 calories at any given point, right? But my daily burn is somewhere between 4,500 to 5,000 calories. I'm running around the gym all day. I weigh 250 pounds, pure muscle, of course, right? But I'm a very active guy, so I burn off a ton of calories. If I'm eating just 2,300 calories, but I'm burning off 500, I'm gonna start burning off my muscle mass. There's certain ranges you gotta get into, and we can help you out with that more on the back end. So if you have a question about that, reach out to myself, reach out to whatever coach or trainer you're working with. They should be able to help you out with that. If they can't, that's a whole different conversation. But that's my thought for the day today. What's the best diet that's gonna work best for you? The best diet for you is going to be the one that you can stick to, you can commit to, and you can sustain it for a long enough period of time where it's not just a diet, it becomes part of your lifestyle. Put that in your crack pipe and smoke it. That's what I got for you today. Drink water, stay motivated. And if it snows again, don't play with the yellow snow.